This is an Apple iPhone 4 front assembly reinstallation guide. The iPhone 4 front assembly consists of a glass digitizer, LCD screen, and the frame. It's highly recommended to replace the entire front assembly if any of these components are broken. To begin, turn off the phone by holding the power button and confirming shutdown on screen. Use a SIM removal tool to take the SIM card out. Put it aside. Using a pentalobe screwdriver, remove the two bottom screws. Put them aside. Slide the back cover up about 1/8 of an inch and pull it up from the top edge. We have to take out most major components and screws in order to remove the front assembly. Most screws are unique to their respective setting, so it is a good idea to draw a map of the screws and the components on a piece of paper and place the removed screws on appropriate places as you go along. For example, we just removed the battery connector screw. For the convenience, we'll use a virtual map in the rest of our video tutorial. A downloadable version of the map is available in the video's description below. Here on the map, all present screws are colored blue and absent ones red. Right now on the map you can see the major components and screws we have to remove: the frame, battery, speaker box, camera, vibrating motor, logic board, and two fastening shields. There will be more screws which are currently not visible. The next step is to remove the battery, which is glued in. This phone has a lithium polymer battery, so it is soft and it can be easily damaged. Carefully pull on the battery tab. Put the battery aside. Remove a small metal piece near the battery mount. Remove the two screws holding the first fastening shield. Set the screws and the shield on the map. Then remove the vibrating motor. The vibrating motor doesn't have any cables, so we'll just have to remove the two screws. Proceed on removing the top fastening shield. There are 5 screws of different sizes, holding it in place, so set them on the correct spot on the map. You'll need to slide the shield down a bit to take it off its bracket. Put the shield aside. Open the middle connector and carefully peel the flex cable off the logic board. Disconnect the Wi-Fi antenna. Remove the 2 screws holding the speaker box. Set the screws and the speaker box on the map. Remove a middle logic board screw covered by a white circle. This white circle is a water damage indicator, and you can replace it later. You will need a flat head screwdriver to remove the last screw holding the logic board. Using the same screwdriver, gently open the connectors which tie the camera, LCD, digitizer, and other components into the logic board. The first 3 connectors are best to open from the right-hand side. The next 2 connectors are best to open them from the bottom. And the last one is the camera connector. It is best to open it from the right side. Remove the camera. Now we can remove the logic board. Pick the logic board from the bottom edge and lift it up, making sure that all connectors are out of the way. Set the logic board on the map. The next step is to remove 10 screws holding the front assembly in place. 1 tiny screw in each corner, 4 in total, and 6 screws with washers, 3 on each side of the phone. Take time to document each screw. Start removing the front assembly. Using a case opening tool, separate the front assembly from the mid-frame. Make sure that the LCD and the digitizer connectors are not being caught. Set it aside. At this point, we are ready to install the new front assembly. Remove the plastic from the back of the LCD and route the connectors through the frame, ensuring that nothing is getting caught. Pull the connectors through all the way. Otherwise, you will not be able to reconnect them to the logic board. Squeeze the edges of the front assembly to catch the adhesive. Now we can replace the 6 screws with washers on each side of the phone. And the 4 corner screws. Use the map of screws and components as a guide. Next, replace the logic board. Readjust the connectors. Slide the logic board from the bottom to the top. Align it with the mounting holes. Replace the speaker box, making sure that the left mount slides under the logic board. Replace the 2 screws and reconnect the Wi-Fi cable. Using a flat screwdriver, replace the top logic board screw. Reinstall the camera. Replace the screw that was under the water damage indicator. Plug in the remaining connectors to the logic board. You'll hear a distinctive click when the connector is plugged in properly. Now we can replace the top fastening shield. Slide it from the bottom to catch its mounting bracket. Once the shield is in place, replace 5 screws. Reconnect the middle connector, which ties in the docking port to the logic board. Replace the vibrating motor securing it with 2 screws. Set the final fastening shield back into place. Replace the small metal piece next to the battery connector. This piece provides better shielding and diminishes wireless signal noise. The last component that needs to be replaced inside the phone is the battery. Plug in the connector and place the battery back into its bay. Secure the battery connector screw. Now we are ready to replace the back cover. Place it about 1/8 of an inch above the bottom and slide it into place. Replace the 2 bottom screws. Insert the SIM card and remove the screen protective film from the digitizer. And we are done.